Crypto is pumping. It's time to check on our favorite NFT project, Star Atlas. Now, I took a lot of heat on my previous video on this topic. If you don't know what Star Atlas is, I'll fill you in a second. But basically, they want to create a space game, kind of Star Citizen-like. In fact, they're copying Star Citizen very, very closely, but using NFTs to fund it, and it's all crypto-related with their own token called Atlas. Now, I took a lot of heat on a video I made 2 months ago saying Star Atlas is dead, rip Star Atlas. And the reason I made that video was at the time, they were victims of the FTX implosion. Now, if you don't follow crypto too closely, FTX was a major exchange, I think the second largest exchange in the world, which went under. Now, Star Atlas had 15 million, half their money, half their purse, $15 million was at FTX, and poof, it is gone. That is horrible. That is the worst possible scenario you can have at a company in early development. And the CEO himself, Michael Wagner, CEO, came out and put a long statement about explaining why it was there. And, a lot of people bashing them saying, hey, they're stupid. But listen, understand, a lot of people got burnt on FTX, not stupid people. Because what happens is FTX would actually donate money or lend money and then say, hey, keep your money on our exchange where you can earn 3, 4, 5% on the money just sitting there, which is why people just kept the money on the exchange. And I'm sure that's the reason why Michael Wagner kept a lot of money on the exchange too. So when FTX imploded and everyone lost their money, he came out and said, you know what, this is bad. Here's our story. He put a nice letter about it explaining. But also there was about 1.5 years, or the estimations were 9 months to 1.5 years of runway left over. So $15 million, let's even this out, let's give a round number, let's say $15 million was enough for 1 year of development. What this means is, if they bring in no new money, if Star Atlas today stopped making money, they would run out of money within a year. So the video I put out was basically saying, hey, this project is dead. At the time, in November and December, they were putting up ship sales, nothing was selling. They were trying to sell these big Titan ships for $1 million in a reverse Dutch auction, which made no sense. No one's going to cough up $1 million in the midst of a bear market. And the fact that the price kept going up, the longer you wait, doesn't make people rush in and buy it. So they sold no new ships. And I was looking at the numbers and said, guys, this project is not selling ships. And they lost all this money. And they themselves said they have a year of runway left. That's bad because games take a long time to make. It's a complicated process. Now, I'm actually going to come out in defense of Star Atlas about a couple of things very soon. But when the data changes, you should be able to change your mind. And so as you can see by the thumbnail of this project, it's not quite dead yet because they actually went and raised $2 million over the past 2 months. I'm going to write here. So I was curious to know, how much money are they pulling in? Now, you can go and dig up the contracts because it is on the blockchain and see what they've been pulling in. But here we have a person named Vainzilla. I'm assuming this is legit because no one seems to question it on Reddit, saying he or she is a community manager at Star Atlas, and they've raised $2 million in the last 2 months. So good. Now I see a number at least. So first of all, to the person that came into my live stream and insisted I did not know what I was talking about because they made $5 million in last month, you are a liar, and there's no reason to lie about Star Atlas on these topics because it's all in the blockchain. You can check ourselves. But this is coming straight from, I'm assuming, is legit community manager from Star Atlas saying we've made $2 million in the last 2 months. That's $1 million per month. All right. So based upon that, based upon the fact that they're pulling in $1 million a month, can this project continue to survive? And the answer to that is yes. Look, maybe you guys don't want to hear it, but the truth is, yeah, look, if you bring in the money, let me just pause because I want to look at this with you. As a Star Citizen backer, I can tell you the following. If the money's coming in and you have the talent and you have the people working there that can do it, then you can do it. But it's just going to take a long, long time. So they may have been spending 1.5, 2, 3 million a month as their burn rate. But after FTX, I'm pretty sure, and I don't know if this is true or not, if someone's following the project more closely than me, please be happy to chime in below. I'm pretty sure they chopped down staff as much as they can go. I'm pretty sure they're on a skeleton crew. The game is outsourced to a company called Sperasoft, who I think was paid ahead of time. But as far as everyone else working on this, I'm pretty sure they've paid it down to the essential personnel only to keep the burn rate as low as possible. And what Star Atlas needs to do is simply push out as much content as they can to bring in new buyers or new people to fund. So if they bring in $1 million a month, then yeah. So take a look at this. Just music playing. It's beautiful. It is. This ship reminds me very much of Argo ships in Star Citizen. Argo Raft, to be particular. I wouldn't be surprised if it's possibly the same dev in Star Citizen that may have done this for them also. Let me mute because there's irritating talking going on now. But also a misconception I heard in DG360, if you're watching, you said this yourself, and I have to correct you on this. There are no Star Citizen employees, ex-employees working at Star Atlas. What Star Citizen does is they contract out devs to make the ships. Once the ship is made, there's no need for further services from that person. That's why they contracted. Now, if you're an independent contractor, anyone can hire you. So what happens is Star Atlas has actively gone and they're seeking out former Star Citizen ship contractors, ship devs, and paying them, say, hey, come make a ship for us. And this is what we see. Now, I don't know if this is what dev made this, or even if it is a former Star Citizen dev, but the design language is pretty damn close. And I also want to point out how beautiful the interior, the textures, the lighting. You got to give it to Unreal 5. And I've spoken about this in depth also in previous videos. Unreal 5 makes things look beautiful very easily. For Star Citizen to get this level of lighting and textures in, they had to hire a team. They hired people to come do this. In Unreal 5, you go, here's my light source. Here's the materials shining on. Click a button, bam, it's all done for you. This is what you get from modern gaming engines. So I was one of the people who was very, very impressed with the quality of the animations and everything you see coming out of Star Atlas. But as explained in previous videos, that's just the state of gaming in terms of what Unreal 5, what modern game engines can do these days. So you can be impressed, but this brings us on to more important issues, and that is, once the game is made, and no doubt it's beautiful. I mean, take a look at this.
That has landing gear, like this Calico MedTech.
All right.
It can be toggled by pressing the N key.
This is the ship movement, the way things fold up and down. This is straight out of Star Citizen type design, which is what they need to do. There's no reason for Star Atlas to have to find things out through trial and error. They can simply see what Star Citizen, as is tradition in the crypto world. You don't need new ideas, just do what someone else is doing, right? And that's basically what they've done here, is they say, we've seen everything Star Citizen has done, let's copy that. And that's exactly what's happening there. And you can't fault them for it. I mean, it is working, right? So a lot of, so I said I was going to say something nice about Star Atlas. Here's the thing. A lot of people complaining that, oh, look, it looks arcadey, or there's a demo of a guy flying around without a helmet in space, or the movement looks janky, or the graphics look great, but the flight model is weird. Look, this is all very, very early alpha. It is all alpha stage. And what Star Atlas needs to do at this point in time is spit out as much information and as much demos and as much eye candy as they can to attract in more buyers. Once they have more people buying the NFT ships, then they can keep on working on the game. Now, the problem has been in the past that the price of the ships have tanked. And this is what one of the big differences is between normal gaming and play to earn. In the play to earn model, you wanted to profit, all right? So what I'm showing you here is from one of their so-called guild. Are they called guilds in this game? AFA? And they've got a nice breakdown here of what these ships they sold used to cost and what they're selling for right now. Now, being a tradable token, the Atlas token itself is tradable. There's market fluctuations. When crypto is in a bear market, the price of token obviously goes down. When the market's pumping, the token will go up. But for the most part, it's been a very, very rough time for anyone who's bought these ships. Let's take a look at the Pierce X6, which originally sold for $930, now selling for $140, 84% down. It gets worse. Here's one sold for $33,000, which is the V-Sys Ballad, now at $6,000. So you can see the problem here. the problem here is if you spent $90,000 on the Pierce C11, it's now going for $19,000. You're taking a very serious loss here. Let's go something a bit more tangible, which is the Fimble air bike. Now, I have friends who bought this because they want to try it out. They paid $20 at the time. I think it's $16.50 now selling for $2. The problem is here, there are real-world economics at play. And I don't have the answer for you on this topic. You know how I feel about play to earn. I feel play to earn is a crypto bro's dream. Crypto bros love the idea. Gamers, not so much. And you need gamers to play your games. Now, I don't want to be stuck in the past and say, okay, this is going to be the future and I'm just wrong about this. But for the most part, people play games to get away from the stress of this kind of exact issue. But are there people out there that do want to earn money from playing their games? There are, but are they enough to make things work also? So look, there's a lot of unknowns about this. And my criticism for Star Atlas is the play to earn model, I'm not sure about. I'm not sure about people coming in the game because they just want to earn money. That model is shaky at best. Take a look at what happened to Axie Infinity, which was a stupid mobile game. And you get these little creatures and the creatures fight each other. Implosion. Total implosion, a disaster. This is the one maybe you heard in the news, like kids from the Philippines were grinding at it to make $1 a day. And the money you earn in the game, and it's going to be the same in Star Atlas here, the money you earn in Star Atlas is exchangeable for real-world currency. Now, if it's exchangeable for real-world currency, there's going to be supply and demand. Now, if there's more supply of the token than demand for the token, price goes down. If price goes down, are you willing to spend an hour, 2 hours a day playing the game if you're not going to be making your dollar? Say you're going to be making 10 cents. Is it worth your time to log in for 10 cents? There's a lot of questions. There's a lot of unknowns. But what I want to leave you with on this topic is this. I know I said the project is dead, but now if they keep on pulling in $1 million a month, it's just mostly dead. Right? It is. I have no problem doing that. I have no problem saying that at all. There's a lot of challenges still ahead of them, and even bringing $1 million a month doesn't guarantee that your game is going to be good. Your game can be beautiful. Your game can have wonderful textures, beautiful lighting. At the end of the day, you need gamers to play your game. And my question is going to be, are there enough gamers playing this game as opposed to people just grinding for profits, which is going to put a lot of pressure down? And yeah, they're going to have a full-time team of economists in there to control this market. We've seen not Elite Dangerous, EVE Online. EVE Online has an in-house economist to deal with the inflows and outflows of the economy itself. Now, toss in actual real-world economics on top of that. Bull markets, bear markets, Fed interest rates affecting everything. There's a lot of balancing needs to happen here. So, look, I'm happy for the team at Star Atlas that they're pulling this money in. I'm assuming this is accurate. If you do follow this game closely and you can confirm that Vainzilla is someone who works there, then yeah, look, if you can pull in $1 million a month, good for you. Now, what needs to happen is they have to keep on grinding away to make sure people keep on bringing money in. But if you're putting out content like this that's attracting new people, maybe. But again, as I said, having a beautiful looking game doesn't mean the game itself is going to be fun. You need people to play the game. And that is the big unknown at this point. Well, that about wraps up my thoughts on what's happening in Star Atlas. So in summary, if they can keep on bringing money on a regular basis, then all they're going to do is actually produce a game. That is the tough part. It can be beautiful. And I see they're following the same model as Star Citizen with the racetracks and everything else. It's just going to be a matter of, will people play this game? Can you keep on bringing the money? And if they can do that, then hey, it's mostly dead. And it can still happen. So hey, for Star Atlas guys, fingers crossed. Let's see where it goes from there. Your comments below always appreciated. If you like my content, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe for more information on this and many other fascinating topics. I guess we'll do some more crypto information soon because the markets are pumping. But otherwise, I'll catch you in the next one.